ist ja voll mit Lex, man. That is what I need. No, oh mein Gott. Die ist ja auf dem Bett gewesen, Mann. What the fuck mach ich, Mann? Ah. Genau. Da abgeht, shit. Keine Munition mehr. Pump. Wie im Gruppenkeile. Steht hier ab. Munition für Pump, come on, man. The last kill, yes. The last kill. 18 kills, let's go, baby.
there. You can see the Storm Surge warning on the right-hand side. 3 more players need to go down. Kicks does get converted over by the Storm. Jarvis now opting for the impulse play and catching himself on top of the build. Immediately turned, saw that player, knows the tarp above or in shadow form now. Drops the edit, and he's going to work back through the burger tower.
Okay, I like this too, because if you're using build, you expose yourself. Or you could not use the build and hide in a little corner here. This is what makes Neil Tilted so dangerous. We see players just all the way around. We're at 28 players. This lobby is going to continue to thin out because everyone is scrambling right now, trying to get themselves to safety. Jarvis, look at him though, still on effective HP. He's trying to hunt this player down. He wants this elimination. A flick shot comes out, nothing connects. Now he's got the beat on the player. He knows where this player is, and he's just trying to lock it up.
26 players left, and you also notice he kept ducking out into the storm, trying to catch that player, not covering his back as well enough. Gets directly on top of Papo Anthony. You can run, but you can't hide. Jarvis is inevitable. He will find you, and that's a big swing for him now on an 8-point match. 5 elims and top 25, but Little takes out Wheels, another fantastic contender. We saw him and Jay, and Jarvis just pickaxe the ball out into the storm. That's going to be storm damage, and actually huge strat. If you are out of builds or have nothing to do against the ball or don't have a boogie, pickaxe it, send it out in the storm, and then just shoot it out. It's 10 damage that goes off there. If they think they're safe and they're not going to pop out, get the opportunity. However, is risky. They can pop out and shoot you back. Most of the time, they do want to play passive. We've seen a couple of those go through. It's 900 IQ, but right now, Jarvis is trying to be 900 IQ. Gets pulled up into the rift. No shots coming out from everyone as the dives begin to go out. A number of umbrellas are pulled since we're at top 18. Players just want to stay in the lobby. Vinny gets...
You get high ground. Yes, dive in. There you go. Connects with it. That was beautiful.
He needs to get back in the zone. Oh, he does. He finds a nice little pocket, and now he has that high ground priority, Zeke, like you just called out.
Someone goes with a challenge. It's Blitz the Fire.
Just ruined it.
And a dude just outside top 15.
That's so rough when you put in that much time, but he's going to be okay with that. Still a double-digit performance there out of Jarvis. Now Blixafire drops down onto a little girl trying to get out and over around the side. No, that's not who's playing. That's his name. As we check over into the mid-tarp, you've got World Cup Deuces trying to manifest that positive energy, doing everything he can. We've seen him in these lobbies before, but Barrow is trying to have a say about it. The duo qualifiers wanting a solo spot desperately, and Arkham trying to get one of those as Spicy gets picked up on the way down. Barely even a reaction. I didn't even see him there right out of the side, but Arkham gonna keep working down. Has the uncommon attack, notices the player in that baller right next to him. He does drop out. Can he create the distance? And he does. Deuce is still in as he gets Little. Twinkies picks up Spiky, and Localist goes down, so we're closing in on the top 5. You see the trap on the ceiling. Arkham gets 2 tags and now needs to pickaxe his way through. He can't go that way. Knows there's a trap, and he finds Jay Lee.
Navigating this building, the technical savvy, the ability to remain calm. Arkham, you are a legend, but look up top though. Barrow, look, his HP is very low. He's got the RPGs, 3 left. He's gonna start sending these rockets down to this mid-ground tarp. Deuces, Zed, Snipes, they're gonna be all forced down toward Arkham. But look, we're going up on the side of this mountain. They need to make something happen. They need to, okay, they're just gonna battle it out. Arkham here, the lowest HP, the rocket gonna come in and protect himself.
He's in the zone, he's
oh my God!
He got it! That was sick! Arkham was so good while Barrow had the high ground control. Everyone funneled into Arkham, and he says, welcome, I'm the meat grinder on the bottom. Give me it all. Give me the elims. Give me the victory royale. And you know what? I'm going to try and get one of those qualification spots. Brilliantly done from Arkham. 1x there, closing it out with the victory royale and staying savvy. The rocket pressure from the high ground was immense. You're playing in the Fortnite World Cup Online Open Qualifier Final. There's 2 spots on the line, and you cover yourself the entire time, just knowing you have the zone, knowing you have the pressure. That is intelligent game sense defined right there from the Week 2 duo qualifier. Desperately trying to find a spot as we now cross the halfway mark of the queue times on NA West.
Oh my gosh, we've just been treated to some of the most unbelievable Fortnite action. It's so, I'm so honored to just be here and to just get to hang out with you guys and cast these games. Again, another dense lobby, 49 people. And look where we are. This is the half in, half out circle we talk about all the time. That's circle number 5. Isekai Proverbs here, trying to find more eliminations. He does have 2, which is pretty significant, especially because we're down to half of the lobby. He's just going to look to play maybe a little slow, trying to isolate this player on the other side of this wall. Wall Eddie comes through, goes the ramp follow-up. Nope, he picks up pavers there and some loot. If I didn't even see that.
Check your ceiling.
I didn't even see. I was like, he's going to walk in and get the loot. If that was me, I would be gone. That's it. I would have been eliminated. Actually, I wouldn't even be competing here because this is the finals, top 8,000 of the region. I would not have made it this far. But that was very Proverbs. Let's go, man. Great eyesight. It's like a hawk.
I'm not even going to ask you what your arena score is as we hop on board.
You know
here.
what my arena score is.
You see Saf there on the far left side. Karsten up top. Cheeks also putting some shots down towards him. You have Redux on the side. And right now, Proverbs is in that firing tunnel. And he says, nah, I'm good. Out of there. No thank you. Want nothing to do with that. Pops the last of his shadow bombs and gets all the way over into the priority side of the zone. Look in the bottom right-hand side. The whole lobby has to rotate past Proverbs. So what are they going to do? They're going to pressure him, saying, nah, you don't get to hold that spot for free.
And I mean, look at the health, man. Down to 29. If the lobby decides to turn on Proverbs, he's going to get picked off. He just needs to take a second, bury himself down in these builds, and start either looking for a siphon, get the meds, or the minis.
One thing else, too, want to call out, mispronounced your name yesterday. You saw Code Cali there on the bottom, another player who had a great day, but we're on board here with Twitch Maximo as he drops in, and this thing just stand still. Stand still. Hello? Hello?
Okay,
What?
you missed the first one. No! I don't know why he was trying to wiggle there and trying to be a little cheeky about it. He does get the 63 though, Sundown.
He should get this. The player's in the storm. We'll get the storm take over.
There it is.
But the question is, how much does it cost him? Because that should have been free, and it should have given him the high ground control. So can he get that back? We're getting closer in to the top 25. Instead, just going to use the redeploy. He picked up and hop right over. Good bunny hop to maintain the momentum and continue going. Again, when we talk about bunny hop, spamming jump, when you're touching the ground, you can retain some of your momentum, but be careful. Might carry you off the map. I've done that a couple times, I swear. Very not pretty. As we see here, Moni pushing over 34 players remaining, so still not at that first placement threshold. You see Acho Tipo Solo getting picked up on the low ground by Lorelei there. Mo also in this match. S2 still representing on that West Coast, the friend group who is all about getting better at Fortnite, and they're representing hard here. Jae Young picks up evade mood, and we have our top 25. Broxer gets knives FN right away. Aether goes down as well, so 8 more spots until we get the next one. And Broxer now knows the player's not going to cover his 6, drops right down on top of him. Hello? Moni? Hello? Open your ears up, man. He is right next to you, but well done there from Broxter. Not double jumping, being patient. That's what we talk about. Don't need to be sprinting next to him. Use those fast-paced speed. Got to be keeping an eye out on those heartbeats. No, it's incredibly difficult as we get closer to the second placement threshold. 17 players remaining, and the 7th zone is closing.
And of course, it wouldn't be a game if we weren't trying to traverse Father Mountain. Oh, thankfully, the storm goes in the completely opposite direction. It was just a tease. It was just a joke, but look down below. Rapid gets picked up. Holds 45 there. Going to be going toe-to-toe up on the high ground, though. Lorei here is going to be battling it out with Lorei the second. So, Lorei.
Lorei, you're Lorei. There we go. Top 10 here. Lorei on the high ground.
All right, a bunch of players have fallen. We're now 7 players remain. Great shadow bomb to keep Lorei here, just ensuring no fall damage is taken. Look at everyone else. They're deep within the builds. You've got 2 players down below that aren't building. They've got to be out of materials. Can Lorei take advantage of the Broxer up on top? He still has them. But look at everyone down below. Everyone else is battling it out right now.
Yeah, we're into the top 5, top 4 now. Broxter top right on the high ground. He says, nah, I don't need high ground. Let's just join the fray down here. Only 1 tarp above. Lorei gets Mo and gets the mats from it. There, Broxter gets I Am Charo. Lorei has a shadow if he wants to try and retake. Zone is closing. Also has 75 to the 24 build, but Broxter doesn't care. Shoot first, ask questions later. Broxter putting pressure onto Lorei. Knows the zone is there. Lorei tries to dip out and around, but too clever for your own good. Broxter, 5 elims and the victory royale, 15 points there to push him up to 32. That match was ridiculous, but for now, we're going to throw it back on over to Courage, who's in the studio.
Thank you, gentlemen. Yes, great energy from Zeke and Sundown. What you don't see behind the scenes is Zeke currently taking his shoes off, got the socks out.
He honestly looks extremely relaxed.
He's looking real comfortable, but the energy's there. I like it. I respect it. I love hearing those two on the mic. Courage joined by Dr. Lupo as we catch up to speed on a few things going on while the NA West action unfolds. Obviously, intense down to the wire in some of those games right there. Arkham with a big performance. We saw Jarvis with an unfortunate demise there in 16th place. But Ben, I know you've got some things you want to show us.
It's actually funny you mentioned both of those players, Jarvis. Harrians as well on that list, and Arkham to end it. We have a set of replays. We're going to look at all three players and what they've done thus far for NA West. Pretty crazy how fast-paced things happen in these games, and I think NA West is one. They don't shy away from, the pace of what we've seen from EU and NA East. Shots inside a box, awareness, very, very important in Fortnite. See, Harrians here, a number of plays repeatedly showing. He's got the awareness, the ability to build up. Basically chasing his own rocket down in that clip right there to match a player elevation, shots from above, swap out the RPG, one of the most powerful weapons late game, especially when you have a swarm of players underneath. Repeated shots. Give me a combat shotgun and an RPG in a high-skilled player's hands, and I guarantee you'll see a feed.
Right.
It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. Matching height there, catching Psycho on the rotation down, but like we said, Aaron's not the only player from NA West putting on a good show. Jarvis, you mentioned shots on the outside, little peek shot on another player, getting third party, taking opportunities every time they have a chance. Very, very important that players are paying attention to who's around them and what exactly they're doing and maybe what other people are doing to them. Jarvis says the impulse over the top, flying away there. Get an escape. You got a landing on top of another baller player. Papo Anthony goes down and picks up a quick little set of loot. We've seen those kind of chases pretty often too. You have players that are flying through the air and they'll follow someone on a redeploy, or baller, the rift to go and landing literally inside the same box, taking ownership of it. You mentioned Arkham here. Patience is so key. We're in the top 5 at the very end here, and Arkham sitting on the ultimate low ground, waiting for players literally to drop in like that. Deuces goes down, another one, and Arkham's just going for a flick, looking for the next, finds a follow-up. Another one, back to back to back to back, and Arkham doesn't even need to climb his way out until the very last second, and even then, Barl goes down to himself.
Yeah.
The feed, Arkham took it over. NA West, just top-tier awareness, but still at 49 points, still in first place. Pika from WBG, but Harrians right here. We saw a ton of clips from him at the beginning of this set of replays there.
Yep.
Taking second place
Pika,
so far.
Pika 3 games played, 3 wins. Thankfully for everyone else on this list, Pika already qualified. So because Pika's already qualified, it would be players in second and third if it were to remain this same score line. We'll see if that happens though, Dr. Lupo. So far, NA West looking great. Obviously still some time to queue. So that being said,
Just throw it back, Jack.
maybe send it back on over to our casters to keep the action going. Zeke and Sundown, take it away.
Thank you guys so much. Oh, did I cut you off? You want to do it? All right, let's pretend I'm
Oh, no, that's fine. You can take it. That was cool. I didn't have my hand up or anything. It's fine. Too busy showing everyone how you're lounging.
Yeah, no, I feel...
Did you use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup?
I did.
Oh,
in
okay,
fact.
good.
Yeah, so just for your context, in case you're just tuning in, Dr. Luba and JD decided to go ahead and call me out, expose me, say that I'm straight lounging right now. If you check Twitter, it's true. That's all I'm gonna say.
That's just Zeke low-key trying to plug his Twitter there. Don't give him the
I
impression
didn't say
it's
anything.
not about
Didn't say anything.
Oh, yep, nothing low-key about it. Indeed, as we're all here on board with Dexstar. 43 players left in the lobby, and it's about to crunch down. And again, you saw the standings right before this. That was basically a who's who of who hasn't qualified yet in terms of the NA West side. Minus Pika, all of those other players have been so absurdly close. CJ, Harrians, Domo, all of them have been up on that board, and this is the last opportunity. Cannot stress that enough. The final 2 solo spots will be decided in this last block. If you want to be on the stage, you have to put up or shut up right now. Because if you don't, you're going to be sitting there and you're going to be regretting it. You're going to be feeling like you didn't accomplish it. But one other thing that I desperately have to state. Just because you don't qualify for New York City means you're a bad Fortnite player. Anytime you make it to Sunday in your region, you are in the very top percentile of the people who play this game. There are millions and tens of millions of people who have tried and played Fortnite. Don't get discouraged. You are incredibly good. You are among the best of the best. If you want to continue taking it seriously, there will be something to play for. It's not going anywhere. There's always going to be more Fortnite games to play, whether it's community events or other things. You can find ways to improve. You can go through, you can watch the VODs, you can pick yourself up, you can talk to another player, or similar to what the S2 guys did, find like-minded players, join one of those friend groups, ask players for advice, keep pushing yourself, because you're not going to get better by giving up. And hey, if you do want to give up and it's not for you, that's also okay. There are a ton of other games out there, and gaming is not just a singular thing. Games are fantastic, particularly with E3 going on, a bunch of new and fantastic titles out there that deserve to be celebrated. But right now, we're here playing Fortnite, trying to decide those final 2 spots, and Andrew picks up Uncle Iroh. That's the T right there.
I love every time you make that reference.
It's so good.
It is very, very good. These references are next level. Just to expand a tiny little baby bit on that, you know, we get it. We know it's a very difficult competition. We understand that, you know, it means the world to qualify, and if you don't, it feels like the weight of the world is just on top of you, and you doubt everything, your skill, your ability to play all these things. But we promise you, you are here for a reason. You've made it to the top 3,000 in your respective region because of how incredible at Fortnite and how skilled you are as a player. So keep your head up, keep grinding, keep your head up, keep pushing. I promise it'll all pay off in the end. Hashtag Fortnite World Cup, fam.
And
Never
also,
forget.
hey, hashtag Fortnite World Cup. What did your improvement look like over the course of the World Cup? Did you get more points? Did you have one of those days that were really good for you? What was your story like? How was it competing in the first open tournament, in the largest open tournament that has been run? Let us know, because we want to hear about it. We want to know what your experience was like, what you liked, and what you didn't like. Give us some of the positives in there so we're able to iterate on all of that stuff. But as we said now, pressure plant going through, geysers going, and Terrainy is extending his shadow form because, as we said, his feet doesn't touch the ground. So that answers the question about what that interaction looks like. The real question is, if he hung out on a zip line, would he still just stay in that shadow form? Who knows? Top 25 placement points are abound, and Terrainy now has priority on the zone. He's going to look back and try and catch all the people who are hot feeding right by, but that is an incredibly tough shot to hit. 23, and does he get meteored by the other player? He does. He's in the box. He's stuck in there. Doesn't look like the player recognizes, so he's just going to boop right out the side in a box with the baller player. One trap down, finds doesn't find the trap, but finds the shot because Cryo has to move to the other side. 16 players remaining. Harrians and Andrew still in the lobby. Nobody wants to be the last one. Trap fires. Player gets to the opposite side, puts the ramp down. Tyranny being like, nah, I'm not dealing with that. Bernie picks up Opal Whip, and we have our top 15. Harrians gets Kytrex, and Rick gets Orba, and the lobby is thinning fast.
Exactly, and look at this. Another one just picked up like that. We're nearing top 5 so quickly. But look at this. You still have people all the way around. Players being eliminated left and right. Up on the high ground, though, Hustle and Allrum looks like they're going to contest right now. Harrian says, everyone up top, go ahead and come on down. I'd like to just go ahead and send you back to the lobby. So there you go. Now, Hustle did not drop all the way down. He still has the highest ground tarp, so he's just going to keep applying pressure from above. Now, I'm curious, does Harrians have more rockets? Okay, you answered my question. Thank you. Did you read my mind? How did you know?
Threw it right on up there. You see Andrew picks up drip traits, but Hustle starting to row kind of thin on mats. He has 22 left, but it should be okay to hold high ground for now. Is dealing with no, he picked up ammo from that last Elam, so he's okay. Dexterity picks up J Roses, and we're into the top 5. Harrians goes down just inside of it. Tyranny picks up Dexterity. Now it's a 1v1 between Tyranny and Hustle. Tyranny up on the high ground. Hustle going to take it away. Double ramps out into the side. 90 and then reverse flips it, but gets coned off by Tyranny. Great cone there, so Hustle now going to drop back down. One thing to note though, Hustle has the bandages, but no builds. If it goes to full close and he's okay, it should go to him. The difference between bandages versus a slurp and a campfire is minuscule, but Hustle slips up, only had the 50 HP, and gets taken out by a very slight change in elevation. That's not Old Man Mountain, that's like the newborn hill, but it was enough.
It was enough. I love fighting Volcano because it just makes like the action feel more action movie. It's like we're fighting over lava. Who will win? Food. Oh, between the slats. Hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Send observers your love. That was dope. All right, I liked that one. That was a pretty dang good one. I liked it. But look at this, Rux. Rux hasn't qualified, right? No, Pika and Rux have qualified. Excuse me, I
They've
missed
qualified in solos, haven't qualified as a duo.
Yes, so one more opportunity in this next weekend to try and come through.
Actually, it will be on the Thursday and Friday, June 20th and 21st, because of those changed times. Also, don't forget those hours have been pushed back, and the prize pools have been doubled for that rescheduling. Again, you can see the qualification spots on the right-hand side. 19 were up for grabs today. 17 have gone down, and 2 more are available here in the West. Who will be able to take one away as Rux begins spraying shots out there, swaps to the combat, gets a 12 and a 9 tag there, so knows the player is on whites but won't be able to find it. Instead, gets mitts with a little bit of help from the Storm.
Man, another dense lobby. Now keep in mind, we're coming, the circle is already moving. The Storm circle is already moving. We're getting closer to that Storm Circle 6. Rux here, a little bit of a tough spot. He's going to go ahead and get that launch pad, get himself out of dodge, and begin his rotation. Question is, where does he want to land? He probably could have challenged that player, but I think it's a little bit smart. Just go to the edge of that next storm zone, get yourself to safety, establish, and then see where the next zone is. Right? It's again, every interaction matters. Every decision they make is literally going to make or break their game.
So on that rotation in and of itself, you have 2 choices when you're going through. You can come down on the very near side of the zone where there's going to be more players, but you want to land towards an edge because the next circle goes outside of the bounds of the safe zone. If you don't go to an edge and you go to the middle, you're guaranteed a rotation no matter what. Whereas if you do get an edge, you're either on the backside and have to rotate right away, or everyone rotates into you. So the safe calculated play is you put yourself in the middle for an even rotation, but that means you're in the middle of the rotation and guaranteed have to rotate. So if you put yourself towards the side with mixed utility, you at least have a chance of hitting the zone. But then on the flip side, if it goes back to the opposite side, it's really rough. Most of the times during that overlapping zone, I'd say you want to go far side simply because the near side's going to be stacked and there's less threats there. So even if you do have to rotate away, most players aren't rotating all the way over there. As you can see Sealmat doing right now and then turning about face. Sees all the players dropping down from the sky. And that was the slow redeploy. That's what I'm talking about. If you go to press space, as somebody knocks your ramp out from under you, you'll be stuck in that slow redeploy forever. But Sealmat opts not to punish that player, instead swaps targets onto gun deals and swats him out of the sky, swapping his name from Epic Whales Duo back to Sealmat so we can give him the credit where credit is due without undue confusion.
Dang it, you literally stole my joke. I was gonna say, man, I'm so happy to see that Sealmat has changed his name from Epic Whales Duo to his real name so we can give him the credit. Dang it, Sundown. It's like you read mine.
There?
It wasn't like a joke. I'm just saying that was like.
Oh, it's one of your jokes. Got it.
Yeah, so it's not
As
funny.
we hit top 25 there, Pearl taking out Hit Marker and Sealmat getting over to the far side. 3 points for everyone. Top 15 will be the next one for an additional 2 points, and then top 5 in the Victor Royale after that. But Sealmat wants the points from the elims. You can see the baller kind of griefing him a little bit there, just hitting the spacebar, knocking the builds, not letting him be safe. But Anjul gets picked up. Brilliantly done there from Sealmat, and now going to opt to pop the shadow and get on out.
I like that rotation because typically when you do with a door and you use a shadow bomb and then you open the door, players know to laser the door instantly because you're going to be coming out as a shadow. If you edit up and then you just bounce out of the box, no one can really tell where you are, and it makes you way more difficult target to hit. That's dope.
Adapting, man, like we said, everyday people pushing the limit. But now we got Buphack up on the high ground. Boombo in combat shotgun, sitting on full draw right now, has an explosive shotgun round ready to go in case anybody gets greeted by it. Sees the shadow player, not able to find the first hit. Baller right next to him, just pickaxe him. That works too. You can send him on down, but he's going to be able to catch himself. See if he had pickaxed him there.
He would have got
out in the storm. Would have got an elim.
Yep.
Just saying, 200 IQ.
You know what I'm curious about? I know.
So that's another thing.
Okay.
It's top 15, so that's a 3-point swing there. But an explode or any AoE damage that hits a baller, if it breaks it, will crack through. Bobhack gets Wavy Jacob as well, the player who is in the top 5 tomorrow. So good high ground domination from him. But now back on board with Sealmat. 2 elims and top 12 currently. Needs top 5 for the next round of points. But he also still has 3 stinks, Zeke.
These just increase in value over the course of the game, right? You got to think the stink bomb is a little bit larger than a 1-by-1 grid space. When you throw it, especially in this tight of a corridor, you're going to get guaranteed damage. Remember, that's damage that ignores shields and hits directly to the health bar. If he just drops it down on the players down below, he's going to get a bunch of damage numbers, and he's going to be able to track them. Because remember, that damage number is ticking, and you can track where that number is coming from.
Drop it on the backside of the storm on low ground. Players will always be there. Always, no matter what. But right now you can see he's only on the 31 builds, trying to find a little bit of room to navigate. Finds a big pot, knows there's a player over on the side. This is when you should be using those stinks. They are going to get to a critical point where you will have no more area to get it. But CO Matt says, I know better. I'm going to stick to that combat shotgun. Top 5, top 4 now as Pearl gets end picks. Pearl on the high ground. Bophack on the tarp beneath. CO Matt now on the mid tarp. So now Bophack on ultimate low. And there it is. Drop down the stink. Drop down a rocket as well. CO Matt got the last up. Bophack, that's the wrong way. Flint knocks out into the storm. CO Matt should just drop another stink on the low ground. Oh no! He put it in his own box! He put it in his own box! So Fetty got the tick over onto it because he was the last one who tagged him forever ago. Pearl got the tick as well. 17 points for Pearl, but that's rough. You know what? That's just one of those ones where you wake up in the morning and you're like, yep, it was just right before lift up the covers. You smelt it, you dealt it. Real rough there, taking yourself out. Not about the Dutch oven there, but hopping into the next match. Tracer, Lior, Poser, Kicks all over by Pleasant Park. You have Doten in the corner, and Tracer has a nice little loadout, 6 shadows with the combat. Also has a tower built up, so might have a little bit of extra resources underneath, and has priority rotation on the zone. You can see right on the edge of the Pleasant Park circle.
Yeah, I mean, right now, at this point, he could just look to gatekeep players as they're trying to get themselves into safety. I want to see, though, I was going to say, I want to see like a wide shot. I want to see more of what's going on here in Pleasant Park. A lot of players are on that outside edge, and they need to start making their way in. You can tell, right? There's players that have already established themselves in this new safe zone. Now it's about everyone else. How do they get in? Are their rotations safe? Do they have long rotations? Does someone around them have a potential launchpad or rift that they could use? Do they have that utility? So many possible decisions. Look at that. Choi, he was flying in the air and just gets ripped to shreds. He's not been eliminated, not yet, but he is in definite critical condition. Bolt Johnny, they're going to be picked off in 38th place. Rough, not the worst, but rough for sure.
That's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad. I'm not in terms of like, getting to 38th is bad, but playing 18 minutes or whatever in a game to get to the 5th circle and then being dropped out before placement points doesn't feel good as a player. Tracer now popping the shadow, going to opt to try and find a little bit of room. You can see, again, the players gravitate more towards the outside of this 5th circle. Gradient Bricks picks up last live. Tracer hitting the tree to get a little bit more, sitting on 5 elims and 5 smoke bombs. And now, while you're towards the outside of the circle, everyone on the eastern side of Pleasant now has priority on that zone, and players are going to have to go past. 35 players left. You can see everyone playing safe, playing dense. Nobody wants to get picked off right here. We've talked about it before. The placement threshold is kind of the barrier. Like, hey, was this an acceptable game? You can't spend this much time in a match and not get placement points.
And here we go, man. Circle has started moving. Again, guys, every interaction matters. This is their last opportunity, the last few games they have on the server. Probably like about an hour left in queue time. Becca, can you help me out? Boom, 105 minutes. Thanks, Becca.
105 minutes?
Wait, what did is that
really,
what I said?
Zeke?
An hour and 5 minutes.
Really? Ah! Wow.
Anyway,
all right. Yeah,
34 players.
Right back.
No, Becca, take that away. Remove the graphic.
Becca, remove
the
Fortnite
graphic.
World Cup. Can Zeke do math? The answer is no.
The answer is no.
Yes, we're not friends anymore. Now, Tracer here turns and picks up Pocket. And Sino gets Jarvis as well. The South Korean player taking him down there, representing from South Korea, as I said, from the Asia region, playing in Canada. Currently had a nice little Canadian flag there on his Twitter account. Yeah, I was trying to figure out, but I know he'd been asking, doing everything they can to try and get one of the solo spots there. You can see Sino in the bottom left, Persecute also in the lobby, Vide in the lobby, Fate Yonder, Wheels, Thai Tanks, TXG Temple, Dorden, Kaz, Coral, so many players. Kaz qualifying for the Fortnite World Cup creative side with one of the sickest trick shots during Ninja's thing, still into the top 25. So 3 points for everyone in the lobby. And Kaz goes down right there, a little bit of a caster curse. I apologize, but he did get his flu shot, so not gonna end up being sick. Kefu picks up Doten. Spook does get his shadow canceled, immediately gonna 90 up, box himself up and over, and he says, nah, I'm gonna pop another shadow and get out of dodge. This is risky. Needs to avoid getting metroed here, and he does. Puts enough space between him to get back over the backside of the zone. Nobody expects the reflank with the shadow. You expect him on the far side not to come back to the near, but Spook can't convert as by, oh, as I say that, he drops down and chases Persecute. That's a 3-point swing, as that even pushes us into the top 15.
Now, top 5 is the next threshold, and this is where we're going to see players play a little more defensively. They want to hit top 5. Those extra 2 points are so crucial. Spook here doing his best impersonation of a spooky ghost, walking around that shadow bomb. He's going to find a player, a 36. It is a headshot, but not a ton of damage. And look, he's got there in the pyramid. They're trying to keep himself safe. He does get the ramp, and the players, they're just trying to abandon. They're like, no. I need to get myself to safety. I need to survive. Kefu going down in the top left to Yonder. Cherish Reality just going to get ripped to shreds. 3 eliminations for Spook. And then Rocket, he's looking to fracture it all, Sundown.
Oh, but he finds the player in the shadow form. Can he follow up on it? What?
Wait, what?
I didn't. Literally, I heard the audio cue as he turned and built. That was inhuman from Spook to be able to get that there. Sino picks up Dordan, and we're getting closer to that top 5. And one thing to note, once players hit the top 15, it's a little bit like, okay, I got my 5 placement points. I can kind of press it. This is a relatively successful game either way. And Synergy kicks on the high ground. 2 big pots, Shadow Bomb and a Rift. Little less valuable, but it's all about the rockets and the combat. He's going to start working top down and looking for those aim down sight shots. Holding his hard right hand, waterfalling another level, only about 3 or 4 up, and now he's going to start looking for shots. Misses the first, and sees 2 people get blown up. Leo and Yonder get blown up by Sinu and Ty Tanks, and we have our top 5. 7 points for everyone in the lobby, and Kix is trying to go to work. This player holding him off, using the turbo build to just hold that box, and Kix says, okay, you can have it. I'm going up 1 more.
He does have a single RPG. He could just bring everything down or just save it and try to get a cheeky angle and just level everything down below. Now, keep in mind, he's got a great angle. He immediately just destroys that player there. They're going to just back to lobby. Good day, friend. Sinu there picked up as well. So who's left? I 3-box me or wide shot me.
That's
the Rocket's gonna come in.
That's it.
That's Tie Tanks. Oh my God. Okay, who's down below? Who's still left?
I think he actually got a shield tag with that RPG. I assume this player is tagged out. That's why he's just playing defensively.
It was Spook.
No, but he did get a shield shot. Spook tried to be a spooky ghost there, but no, a Flankerinos. Synergy kicks him out to the lobby, gets the victory royale, and closes that match out. Well done from him there, and just look at the run away from Pleasant. We pretty much head in a straight line there, but the action doesn't stop. 47 players here. You see Zucchini and Nico over here as well. And look in the bottom right-hand corner. We're over by Lonely, but look at the number of players who are in that next.
Crazy stuff, crazy stuff. What? What the fuck? Crazy. Economy machine.
Alle Fortnite-Locations, die man sammeln kann, Leute, in diesem Video. Ich zeige euch jeden einzelnen Ort, fasse alles zusammen. Alright, Leute, willkommen zurück zu Fortnite. Es ist Halbzeit, Leute, wir haben die Hälfte der Fortnite geschafft. Wenn dieses Video rauskommt, solltet ihr 50 haben oder könnt ihr 50 sammeln. Oder vielleicht habt ihr noch gar nicht angefangen, hier zu sammeln, dann seid ihr hier genau richtig. Wir fassen mal die ersten 50 Fortnite zusammen. Und falls ihr überhaupt wissen wollt, wofür man die Fortnite braucht, um den Mystery Skin freizuschalten, unter anderem und natürlich auch eine Menge andere Herausforderungen, Skin-Stile, Spitzhacken und so weiter und so fort. Also es lohnt sich, die zu sammeln. Würde mich natürlich mega freuen, wenn ihr einen Abo-Button reinlässt für die 600.000 Abonnenten, dass wir die noch im Juni knacken. Würde mich mega freuen und ihr verpasst natürlich auch kein weiteres Video zu den Fortnite. Ein Like, wenn es euch auch nur ein bisschen geholfen hat in der ganzen Reihe und natürlich ihr das Ganze unterstützen möchtet. Und wir legen mal mit dieser Liste los. In der ersten Fortnite Nummer 36, zu finden mit Sentinel auf einer eisigen Insel. Ihr müsst mit diesem Skin spielen und die eisige Insel findet ihr hier. Nur kurze nebenbei Anmerkung, Leute, für die ganzen Fortnites, wo ihr einen bestimmten Skin braucht oder irgendeinen Rucksack oder sonst was, gibt es oft halt aktuellen Bug, dass der gefunden werden, aufgesammelt werden kann. Fortnite 36 findet ihr an dieser Stelle. Wenn ihr Probleme habt, den Fortnite einzusammeln, egal ob mit Sentinel oder mit dem Q-Back-Ding, versucht einmal die Skins zu tauschen und oder den Stil auf den Standardstil zu ändern. Egal ob beim Sentinel, wenn ihr den schwarzen macht, auf den weißen, beim Q-Host hier auch einmal auf den Standard und bei dem Rock-Skin zum Beispiel auch mal den Stil ändern oder einen anderen Stil starten, Gruppenkeile spielen und dann wieder zurück in den Spind, wieder den Skin benutzen, den ihr braucht, um den Fortnite aufzusammeln, dann sollte das auf jeden Fall freischalten. Diese Insel, wo ihr den Fortnite findet, ist hier, wo der Bunker ist, ne? Hier ganz südlich. Ganz südlich, dort fallt ihr einmal runter und in diese Hütte hier rein, um die Ecke und hier auf dem Bett. Genau hier wird das liegen. Ihr müsst mit diesem Skin spielen, nicht nur besitzen. Versucht einmal die Skins zu tauschen und andere Herausforderungen bzw. Skin-Stile, Spitzhacken und so weiter und so fort. Also es lohnt sich, die zu sammeln. Würde mich natürlich mega freuen, wenn ihr einen Abo-Button reinlässt für die 600.000 Abonnenten, dass wir die noch im Juni knacken. Würde mich mega freuen und ihr verpasst natürlich auch kein weiteres Video zu den Fortnites. Ein Like, wenn es euch auch nur ein bisschen geholfen hat in der ganzen Reihe und natürlich ihr das Ganze unterstützen möchtet. Und wir legen mal mit dieser Liste los. In der ersten Fortnite Nummer 36, zu finden mit Sentinel auf einer eisigen Insel. Ihr müsst mit diesem spielen und die eisige Insel findet ihr hier. Nur kurz in den Stil auf den Standardstil zu ändern. Egal ob beim Sentinel Bett, genau hier wird das liegen. Ihr müsst mit diesem Skin spielen, nicht nur besitzen. Und zwar ist dieser Büchershop natürlich in Happy Hamlet, ne? Happy Hamlet ist genau an der Location, hier bei den McGuffins, bei dem Laden. Da geht ihr einmal rein, da müsst ihr ein bisschen looten. Ich empfehle mal wieder. Gruppenkeile, ne, damit ihr nicht abgeschossen werdet. Geht hier in das zweite Stockwerk und auch hier auf dem Teppich. Genau dort findet ihr das Fortnite. Löset das Druckplattenrätsel bzw. Puzzle nordwestlich. Wenn ihr den schwarzen habt, auf den weißen. Beim Q-Host hier auch einmal auf den Standard und bei dem Rock-Skin zum Beispiel auch mal den Stil ändern oder einen anderen Stil starten, Gruppenkeile spielen und dann wieder zurück in den Spind, wieder den Skin benutzen, den ihr braucht, um den Fortnite aufzusammeln. Dann sollte das auf jeden Fall freischalten. Diese Insel, wo ihr den Fortnite findet, ist hier, wo der Bunker ist, ne? Hier ganz südlich. Ganz südlich, dort fallt ihr einmal runter und diese Hütte hier rein, um die Ecke und hier auf dem Bett. Genau hier wird das liegen. Ihr müsst mit diesem Skin spielen, nicht nur besitzen. Und zwar ist dieser Shop natürlich in Happy Hamlet, ne? Happy Hamlet ist genau an der... Diese Insel, wo ihr den Fortnite findet, ist hier, wo der Bunker ist, ne? Hier ganz südlich. Ganz südlich, dort fallt ihr einmal runter und in diese Hütte hier rein, um die Ecke und hier auf dem Bett. Genau hier wird das liegen. Ihr müsst mit diesem Skin spielen, nicht nur besitzen. Und zwar ist dieser Büchershop natürlich in Happy Hamlet, ne? Happy Hamlet ist genau an der Location, hier bei den McGuffins, bei dem Laden. Da geht ihr einmal rein, am besten vielleicht ein bisschen looten. Ich empfehle immer wieder Gruppenkeile, ne, damit ihr nicht abgeschossen werdet. Geht hier in das zweite Stockwerk und auch hier auf dem Teppich. Genau dort findet ihr das Fortnite. Löset das Druckplattenrätsel bzw. Puzzle nordwestlich von der Block. Das Puzzle ist genau hier unten und dann drückt ihr in einer Squad-Runde zu dritt drauf. Preview-Segel muss noch einmal hochspringen, der Ping ganz runterfährt. Und wenn ihr das gemacht habt, taucht genau auf diesem Sockel der nächste Fortnite auf, den ihr aufsammeln könnt. Dann habt ihr ein Stück mehr. Und zwar findet ihr den Byte südlich des Piratenlager. Da ist das Piratenlager. Und zwischen den Bäumen seht ihr das Ding schon aufleuchten. Ne? Tatsächlich ist der Respawn-Bus beim Strand gemeint und nicht bei dem Block. Das macht die Sache ein bisschen verwirrend. Aber zu finden zwischen Neustadtbus, Piratenlager abgestürzten Schlachtbus. Aufheben. Hakt hier auf. Abgehakt, Leute. Waffe mit dem Fortnite 55. Etwas weiter rechts. Hier neben den Holzkasten steht. Geht in diese kleine Kirche hier rein. Um die Ecke herum. Und da fördert sich schon die kleinen Schritte. Zu finden in Orte Hills Nummer 55. Und Kacheng. Weiteres Ding habt ihr drinne. Und Fortnite Nummer 50 ist auf jeden Fall hier oben bei dem Schloss bei Haunted Hills. Bei dem alten Schloss, wo die Vampire ist, wo alles ein bisschen zusammengebrochen ist. Ihr geht runter, wo der Thronraum ist, ne? Und dann schlendert ihr hier quasi. quasi durch diesen Gang hier hindurch. Und genau hier in der Ecke ist dann der Fortnite, der wirklich um irgendwo in diesem Zeitrahmen freischaltet. Ne? Es kann manchmal sein, dass ihr vielleicht eine neue Runde starten müsst, weil das vielleicht nicht jemand triggert und so weiter. Aber probiert das aus, achtet auf die Uhrzeit und nein, ihr müsst den Emote natürlich nicht ausführen. Fortnite 77 ist in diesem kleinen Taco-Shop hier am Seitenrand.
Let's fucking go, man. Let's fucking go.
Aaron.